Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bomber Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfellow, Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
All right, man, let's talk about Adrien Broner. Now, I kind of talked about this at the beginning of the live yesterday. And word on the street is Al Haymon ain't allowing Adrien. He's sabotaging Adrien Broner. Now, shout out to Barber's Choice. He sent me Mark Nash video where he did an interview with Michael Williams Sr. about the whole situation. Now, I'm saying this is my personal opinion on this part right here. To me, it sounded like Roy Jones was bribed to help Michael Williams Jr. get out that fight. That's just what it sounded like to me. I'm not saying that Roy did it or nothing like that. That's just what he made it. That's what the father, Michael Williams Sr., made it seem like, right? Because I'm paraphrasing, but he said that Roy Jones was trying to talk Michael Williams Jr. out of taking the fight, that he wasn't ready. He said he told the daddy that, because daddy wasn't in camp, but he called and told him, said, well, his defense ain't looking sharp, ain't looking good enough. He getting hit with shots he shouldn't get hit with, right? But his offense is looking pretty good. Now, he said he called his son. He said, yeah, sparring. I got hit with a couple good shots, but I felt good. But it got to the point where it sounded like Roy was trying to talk them out of pulling out the fight, that they wasn't ready. Now, some people say, well, that's just Roy protecting him from not being ready. My thing is this: why didn't Roy protect him when the father told me that they had to cut too much weight, and when they went to Top Rank and they lost to the Baez dude, the one that beat Ron Hitcherson just beat, and he lost easy. And the father was telling me, well, they had to cut down too much weight too fast, and that's kind of what kind of went into the way the fight went. Why didn't Roy talk him out from cutting down and say he wasn't ready for the Baez guy, right? Now, he goes on and says that he ended up getting a call, offer him half the money that BLK Prime was going to give him to pull out the fight. Now, he said he received another call. That was from another promoter that wasn't offering no money, but he said it was another kind of call he got that tried to say, well, y'all just walked into some bull jive. That's basically what the call was saying. Like, y'all done got into this AB bull junk. Unfortunately, there's some things going around AB that y'all just got caught up into. Now, then he said, 4 hours later or whatever it was, Roy made Michael Williams Jr. spar again against a guy that wasn't nowhere near Adrien Broner style. Now, he said him and Mike Williams Jr., the guy, they sparred, they banged out, and it was hard sparring right before the fight, which that's probably last time they kind of, sparring. And he said that the guy ended up breaking a jaw. And he said, all along, I'm telling this, so I'm just giving you the short story. Go over to Mark Nash channel. Shout out to Atlanta. He said his son said Roy was acting funny the whole camp. Remember, the daddy not down there, so he only communicate with his son. He said the whole time Roy was acting dirty, was acting funny. That's what the son was saying. And the dad was just kind of middleman in there, seeing what was going on. He just saying, man. And then he put him in sparring. I think he said it was 4 hours later after he got done sparring. So they sparred 4 hours later, and the guy broke his jaw. He thought the tooth was cracked. He called his dad, and dad, flew him back home, whatever. And they ended up thinking the tooth was cracked, and they was going to continue to fight. The dentist then went to the dentist, said it was broke. The jaw was fractured, and I think he said a few places. And he said, during this time he not putting one and one together. Who would? I'm talking about pull out the fight, take the money. Got in the car with another partner that told him don't take the money. And to me, just putting the pieces together, it sounded like Roy got persuaded or allegedly took some money, bribe, whatever. I'm not sure, it's just me assuming, to sway him away from that fight. Now, Lundy, that whole thing with Lundy, the whole thing with Ivan Redcash and all that stuff, bro, I was right. I was right about Ivan Redcash that Al stopped him from fighting. They tried to make it seem like it was Joe LaGuardia. My thing is BLK Prime got enough money to pay LaGuardia, DeGuardia, whatever his name is, just to let it go. And I heard this. All right, I heard somebody. They couldn't tell me everything, but I got my sources. And I'm gonna tell y'all what's going on, right? So somebody called and told me that what Michael Williams Sr. was saying, it was true. He knew before all this shit happened, before he revealed it, he said he knew the shit was true. Now I want to read it and make sure I got it right. Now, all this is alleged. This is a rumor. Tell you, I'm not saying it's true. Now, they were saying that Adrien Broner was brawling against the stone with Al. He had some issues, with Uncle Sam, allegedly. I'm telling you, some issues with Uncle Sam, just as Floyd Mayweather did 2 times, just as Earl Spence did, and Al Haymon made those problems go away. And that's why Adrien Broner not tripping about those checks that he not getting. Okay? That's why Adrien Broner was like, Al done so much for me. So at the end of the day, it still seemed like he in the hole with Al. Now, I told y'all it was a rumor going behind the scenes that Floyd Mayweather had another issue with his Uncle Sam, that Al Haymon made it go away, and for Al Haymon making it go away, he exchanged not having any fighters, not having any control of any fighters at PBC. That's why he don't really own PBC. He don't own none of the fighters. All the fighters are signed to Al. None of the fighters are signed to Floyd through Mayweather Promotions, So the person who owns the fighter, who has all the fighters signed, Al Haymon, he's the guy that's in power. So when he said me and Al a team, to a certain extent, they a team, because without Floyd, Al can't get the TV deals. Or Floyd, without Floyd coming back to fight, Al can't knock down doors. So in a way, they're a team, but Al Haymon allegedly owns all the fighters. Floyd owns none, in exchange for his tax issue to be taken care of. Excuse me, I have to stop. That's the reason why. Now, what I find it funny with all these dudes having issues with Uncle Sam, I go back to what 50 Cent said. I think it was the interview article I pulled up last year about them, Al Haymon not having Floyd set up with a business manager or an accountant and none of that. As an advisor, you would think he would have him a business manager, an accountant. He said Floyd didn't have none of that set up. He said Floyd was the one that asked him to help him start TMT. So, like I said before, man, so, if y'all wanted to know a little bit more clarity, he still owe Al. And when you don't get a check, my thing is this: when you don't get a check, how does that Uncle Sam situation work? I guess they get somewhat of a stub, but like I said before, people was laughing at Pacquiao when he went through his issues. Now that his PBC fighters went through issues, and this is the ones we know about. These just the ones we know about. You got to understand, they contracted employees. 1099, they individual employees. So you got to remember, it's like music and entertainers. Like, people say, well, how they get in trouble with Uncle Sam? When you 1099, I think it's 1099, you got to take your own taxes out. And now the difference with music entertainers, you could take the taxes out at the venue or whoever paying you for the show. You could say, well, the show is 30 grand, taxes going to be about 7 grand, 8 grand, 10 grand, whatever it may be. You want to take taxes out now? You want me to take your taxes out now and I, receipt you, or you going to take it on your own? A lot of people say, well, just give me the whole 30 grand. Then it's like, okay, I'm going to report this, at the end of the year. So, and legally they have to. But yeah, that's what it is, bro. That, even though AB can legally walk and sign with BLK Prime, Al Haymon not gonna let him fight because he took care of his problem. So I don't know if he would pay him all the money, or did he pay him enough of the money, where he can, obviously he couldn't stop him from signing from BLK Prime. So obviously, it's just fear. It's just fear that he's doing it on, and And like I said before, this stuff is alleged, it's rumored, but it come from good places, bro. Places that I trust. So, some of it got to be most closely to the truth, and don't surprise me, bro. Don't surprise me. Al Haymon was hated in the music industry, and a lot of them dudes at PBC secretly hate him too. They went from getting all this money up front, now the money ran off. Now guys want to talk about leaving, and then they got to stay because they can't leave. They taking advances to get by, and and then he taxing the advances allegedly on them guys. They can't go nowhere. Ain't enough fight days. Ain't enough money. And Adrien Broner started, was left, and then you hear Wilder talking about leaving, then it's a trickle-down effect. How can you stop all these guys from fighting? If they move as a unit, they can win. But they're going to move as individuals, you can't beat them. They can do, I don't know what them contracts say, but it protects Al Haymon. But I'm pretty sure in every situation like that, there's a loophole. Just like Al found the loophole in the Muhammad Ali Act. If they get their lawyers and their money together and they find a loophole, they can find a loophole against them. But like I said, Floyd Schofield, Shakur Stevenson, Bill Haney, Devin Haney, and them, Keyshawn Davis, Terrence Crawford, not signing over there. Fuck that Errol Spence fight. Why would I sign my life away to you? And then what Floyd Schofield daddy was saying was there was no guarantee that they had to give you a fight. So you could be over there for 3 years and they won't have to guarantee you a fight. He read it. Your intellectual property is his property. So it is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially, want to support the channel, Cash App, $, CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Hit the link tree. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole 9 link tree, the first link in the description. Peace.